Introduce yourself
I'm-
and
excuse
your
me.
connection to the project.
My name is Thomas Moore, and it sounds like, but I'm not like the saint. And I'm here with Boris Stravinsky and his consultant, Mr. Cerny, and we originally had asked for both a special use and a variance because originally we were going to ask for 7 units on the empty commercial property. This is a property on Howard Street, and it's been vacant for many years. And my client has, in order to have a viable use on the ground floor, we're asking for a special use to put 6 residential units on the ground floor. Originally, we were going to ask for 7, and we were going to ask to reduce the parking. We've instead reduced our request to 6, and we've increased the parking. So we're no longer asking for the variance. We're just asking for the special use to allow residential on the ground floor, and the units will be accessible, and it will take a vacant property and make it viable again, and that's really why we're asking to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. I was going to clarify for members of the committee and the audience that this is not a special use for a residential building. There already is a residential building there. It's been there for years. I lived right behind it for 10 years. It's for converting the business space to residential for accessibility, which is a very good thing and a real public benefit. So we appreciate the effort of Mr. Cerny and your partner. Thank you very much. Any discussion or comments? Okay, hearing none. Anybody? Anybody have a problem with suspending the rules on this so that they can just move forward? No? Hello? No? No? Okay. All right, it's been seconded. All right, so what we're going to do tonight is, our process is, we do on ordinances, we do an introduction, and then it has to be available for reading for 2 weeks, and then we vote on it. We take action in 2 weeks,
Okay.
and then the mayor signs it if she agrees. But we're going to do it all in one night tonight, so that you can move forward, okay?
Thank you very
All right,
much.
you're welcome. All right, so all those in favor of recommending introduction and suspension of the rules, say aye. Aye. All right, any opposed? Hearing none. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else want to speak on this item? I don't think so, doesn't look like it. All right, next item is P2, Alderman Holmes.
P2, I'm sorry. That's better, I think. P2, ordinance 105-0-14, granting a special use for a Type 2 restaurant, Blaze Pizza at 1737 Sherman Avenue. The Zoning Board of Appeals and the city staff recommend adoptions of this ordinance to grant a special use for a Type 2 restaurant to Blaze Pizza. The applicant has complied with all of the zoning requirements and meets all of the standards for special use in this district. Move approval.
Any discussion? Alderman Fisk, no? All those in favor of recommending this to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty. Next is ordinance P3, Alderman Wilson.
Yes, P3, this is ordinance 106-0-14. The Zoning Board of Appeals and city staff are recommending the adoption of the ordinance granting a special use permit for a commercial indoor recreation facility, the Goldfish Swim School at 2008 Dempster Street. The applicant has complied with all of the zoning requirements and meets all of the standards of a special use in the I2 General Industrial District. And because of their construction schedule, and in order to get the space filled, they are requesting suspension of the rules.
Okay. Could we have a second, and then we have speakers signed
Second.
up for this, okay? Sally Anderson.
Hello.
Hi. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Sally Anderson. My address is 909 Elmwood Avenue here in Evanston, 60202. I'm one of the investors, and I will be the operating general manager once we are open at Dempster Street.
Excellent. Ann?
And this is one of my business partners, Jack Barbett.
My name is Jack Barbett, Sally's partner.
Okay. Want to tell us anything that the whole public is watching? It's on TV, it's live. I mean, we have all your information, but
Right.
everybody else doesn't, and I'm sure people are going to be really surprised to hear about this.
Well, we're an indoor swim school facility. We hold 90-degree water, 92-degree air temperature, and we split the facility into a common area as well as a swim area. We're teaching children how to swim from the ages of toddlers all the way to 12 years old. We have a swim rec team too as well. It's all year round, and it's the curriculum specifies to the age group, and it's a 4-to-1 teacher ratio.
We start with basic safety skills at all levels for both mom and tot classes, so people can take classes with their babies. We go all the way up to teaching progressive competitive swimming skills as well as safety skills. So they have the option of just learning basics, then going on to become an actual swimmer if they would like to. But we do start with the basic safety skills and just water safety.
Alderman Braithwaite signed up for this. Do you want to speak?
Yeah, I'll be brief.
Please.
I'll just give the night. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Alderman Peter Braithwaite, Alderman for the Second Ward. Just really excited with all the activity that's going on the west end of town. I think that this business is going to be a wonderful complement. They're going to be right next door, or pardon me, right across the street from Team Evanston. We've had some, early discussions about expanding some of their clients to include some of our special need families that come in. We have 2 autism organizations that focus on autism. In addition to that, we also have Child Care Network, which, of course, really meets their target population, if I'm correct. So I'd appreciate your support this evening. Pretty straightforward. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So Alderman Wilson, you moved introduction and suspension, correct?
Yes.
All those in favor of recommending introduction, suspension of the rules, and action later tonight, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Alderman Nguyen? P4.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item P4, Ordinance 104014, extension of time for Orrington Hotel Plan Development at 1710 Orrington Avenue and 1717-1725 Sherman Avenue. The staff recommends adoption of Ordinance 104014 to extend the time for completion of Orrington Hotel Plan Development located on Orrington Avenue and Sherman Avenue, originally approved in October of 2003. The ordinance grants a 2-year extension to obtain building permits for construction of the 30 residential units above the hotel's parking garage located at 1717-1725 Sherman Avenue, and the deadline would be October 11th, 2016. I move introduction.
Second.
We have a speaker signed up, Jean Linwall.
Hi, Jean Lindwall, 625 Library Place. I think I was either at Plan Commission or Planning and Development when this first came up and was approved, and I thought it was a good project then, and I still think it's a good project. However, I noted in the staff recommendation, there was a recommendation that this be the last extension granted, and that if the project, isn't under construction, that the next time around, it should go back to the Plan Commission. And I agree with that as well. But I noticed that language is not included in the ordinance, and I think it should be added because I think for those of you who have been around, there are lots of situations where there's an understanding on the part of the city staff or council, and it doesn't make it into the ordinance. And 2 or 3 years down the road with staff changes or council changes, that's just not, that language and the understanding is not memorialized. So that's my only suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Grains, you want to speak? No? You're not on the list, but you can speak. No? Okay. All right. Hearing no, Alderman Grover.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On this one, I saw a lot of parallels between this request for an extension of time and the request for extension of time that we considered in November last November for 708 Church, and by a lot of those criteria, this one exceeds the time and the number of extensions, but in discussions with Mr. Munzer about this, it's clear that according to the original ordinance, the applicants still have to go through the Plan Commission and then approval from the City Council. That's a condition of the original PD ordinance. Am I right, Mr. Munzer? So in a lot of ways, the applicant could just very well go back through the whole PD process for this one if they don't get the extension in 2 years as staff recommends. So I'm hoping that they start the project and get going on it. And the part for me that distinguishes this request for an extension from 708 Church, because back then I said I voted against it because it was an extraordinary amount of time added up and there were so many requests for extension, and that the applicant hadn't showed any kind of tangible progress towards obtaining building permits, construction permits for the project. In this case, we have a new owner just since last year, and the new owner has been in a very connected project, already been working to renovate the hotel itself. So that project's well underway. And this is kind of an accessory project to that one. So that's, in my mind, how it's distinguished.
I will pass. I was going to say the same thing, as I know it was under new ownership and that there had been some progress made on it.
I agree with those comments as well. All right, hearing no other comments, all those in favor of recommending introduction, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Any other business? You have any other business? I have nothing. Yeah, good. All right, we're going to adjourn, correct? We're going to adjourn. And we have some very exciting presentations, et cetera, prior to the council meeting. So thank you very much. Council will begin soon. Council won't begin for a while because of all the presentations and promotions.
Well, maybe